Rhea Ripley opens up about WrestleMania 40 anxiety and fear of fan backlash. Despite her dominance in WWE, Rhea Ripley revealed a vulnerable side in a recent interview with Chris Van Vliet on Insight, admitting she was terrified heading into a WrestleMania 40 showdown with Becky Lynch. The former Women's World Champion opened up about the immense pressure she felt, particularly due to the significance of the match and Lynch battling illness in the lead-up. Ripley noted that she internalized the responsibility of making the match memorable, fearing criticism if it fell short. "I worked myself up so drastically that whole day," Ripley said. "I put so much extra stress on my own shoulders with things that weren't even my responsibility. Becky was sick, so I was like, okay, I need to be at 110% to help her wherever I can." Ripley also addressed concerns over potential ring rust, explaining that her sporadic in-ring appearances as champion left her self-conscious heading into the high-profile bout. "I hadn't had many matches and that made me a little rusty," she continued. "I didn't want to go out there and have a stinker and have people say, she sucks, or she's overpushed, or start calling me Rhea Hogan." The match with Lynch ultimately earned strong praise, but Ripley's candid comments reflect the internal battles even top stars face behind the scenes. The former Judgment Day standout's openness offers fans a deeper appreciation of what goes into performing on the biggest stage in sports entertainment. WWE legend to return after 119 days and save Rhea Ripley from a brutal attack? Exploring the chances. Rhea Ripley is set to battle Raquel Rodriguez in a one-on-one match at Night of Champions. Although it would be a tough contest, the Eradicator is still expected to emerge victorious. However, following the bout, she may fall prey to a massive attack from the Judgment Day. Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez could unleash a brutal beatdown on Mommy, just when Rhea Ripley might be on the receiving end of a two-on-one assault. WWE legend Trish Stratus could make a blockbuster return to help her. The speculation arose after a recent report from WrestleVotes Radio, which stated that Stratus is gearing up for a blockbuster return. She will reportedly be part of WWE Evolution, which will be held on July 13th. The Hall of Famer's last appearance in WWE was at Elimination Chamber 2025, and she may finally return after 119 days. There is a good possibility that Trish Stratus could show up at Night of Champions to help Rhea Ripley equalize the numbers game against Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. She could drive the Judgment Day members away from the ring. The quintessential WWE diva returning to help Mommy could set the stage for a blockbuster match at the all-women's PLE. Stratus could team up with Ripley to battle Rodriguez and Perez in a tag team match at Evolution. Besides, the Hall of Famer's potential return in Saudi Arabia could also become one of the biggest highlights of the night. However, this is currently speculation, and it all depends on what Triple H has in store. With Trish Stratus' return on the horizon, it remains to be seen how the company sketches her roadmap. Meanwhile, it will be interesting to see what the future holds for Rhea Ripley to face Roxanne Perez in a match at SummerSlam. Rhea Ripley is currently entangled in a feud with Raquel Rodriguez and the Judgment Day. However, Roxanne Perez has been a thorn in her path as she has been trying to help Rodriguez take down the Eradicator. Well, this could eventually lead to a full-fledged feud between Ripley and Perez. "He's mine," Rhea Ripley gets candid about licking Dominic Mysterio. Rhea Ripley explained why she felt it was smart for her to lick Dominic Mysterio's face on WWE TV. When Dominic Mysterio turned heel on his father Rey Mysterio in September 2022, the story was that he was convinced to do so by the Judgment Day, specifically Rhea Ripley. For nearly 2 years, Dominic and Mommy Ripley were linked as the hottest couple in WWE. They were a duo that would hug and hold hands at times, but they didn't kiss on television like heel couples in the past, such as Edge and Lita or Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. That could be because Dominic is married to his high school sweetheart, and Rhea Ripley is married to fellow wrestler Buddy Matthews, who works for AEW. During an interview with Insight's Chris Van Vliet, Rhea Ripley talked about how her creative discussions with WWE's chief content officer, Paul Triple H Levesque, led to her licking Dominic on the side of the face rather than kissing him. my character is so complex, 'cause I'm like trying to be a bada asterisk asterisk. I don't want to be too feminine, but I don't want to be too masculine, it's like that fine line in the middle. And Hunter is like, well, I wouldn't see you kissing him. I'm like, okay, that's fair. Rhea Ripley is too hard around the corners for that. He's like, I see you licking him. I'm like, sadly, I do too. Rhea Ripley believes there are layers to her character in WWE. The alliance between Rhea Ripley and Dominic Mysterio ended at SummerSlam 2024 when Dominik helped Liv Morgan beat Ripley in a title match, and Dominik has been with Liv since then. Dirty Dom's actions also led to Ripley officially becoming a babyface as one of the most popular wrestlers in all of WWE. As she continued, Rhea Ripley explained that she's portraying a complex character on WWE television. There are layers to Rhea, she doesn't know how to express herself, so she does it in a completely different way to hide little bits and pieces. And licking just seemed like the appropriate thing to do, and I was like, yeah, I licked it, so he's mine. I own him, he's mine, he's my boyfriend. Rhea Ripley will be in action at WWE Night of Champions on June 28 when she faces Raquel Rodriguez in a street fight to try to settle a rivalry that has become very personal. Rhea Ripley explains why she didn't think success was possible. It is safe to say that one of the biggest stars in professional wrestling is former WWE Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley. However, she didn't always believe she would find success. Rhea Ripley was recently interviewed by Chris Van Vliet on his Insight podcast. During the interview, she shared why initially she was under the impression that this amount of success was not possible. Honestly, no. I always talk about my Riot City wrestling tryout, and it's funny, because my coach, he went around the room after the tryout and was like, where do you want to go in wrestling? He asked everyone in the tryout, and everyone said, I want to make it to WWE. He straight up got sick of that answer. He's like, I don't want to break your heart or ruin your dreams, but that's probably not going to happen. We're in Australia. We're very, very far away. WWE doesn't really come here, so making it to WWE is going to be extremely difficult and probably won't happen. So for me, I was a little bit realistic about that, and I was like, I just love wrestling. I find it fun, I find it entertaining. I like going out there and entertaining a crowd and showing people that they can do whatever they want to do. Especially a female in such a male-dominated sport. I liked that challenge. Rhea Ripley always likes a challenge. During the same interview, Rhea Ripley shared that she always loves a challenge, but never knew that love would help her make it this far in her career. I've always been someone that likes a challenge, but I never thought that I would be able to make it as far as I've come. Even by the time that I did get signed and I moved to America and I started NXT, I never thought that the name Rhea Ripley would be as big as it is now, and it's just wild to see, especially the last couple years, how much I've blown up. I forget who I am sometimes. I'm walking around and I'm like, why are these people looking at me? Do I look like a 13-year-old boy? Just staring at me because I look stupid, what is wrong with me right now? Is my hair statusing to my face or something? Why are they looking at me? And I get mad. I'm like, look away. Take a photo. It'll last longer. And then I'm like, OSH*T. They probably know who I am. I just get mad sometimes. I just forget that I'm known. If I knew that they knew who I was, I wouldn't feel bad about it. I'd be like, oh, you want a photo? I'd be really nice. But it's just like, I forget that I'm Rhea Ripley sometimes, Rhea Ripley said. Rhea Ripley reveals injury suffered at WWE Night of Champions. Rhea Ripley has revealed that she picked up an injury at WWE Night of Champions. Last night was incredible as WWE pulled off an epic show with Night of Champions 2025. One of the highlights of the match was a street fight between Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez, which ended in a win for the Eradicator. Ripley won the match after hitting Big Mommy Cool with a riptide off the top rope while on a table. Following her victory, she made an appearance on the Night of Champions post-show, where she was seen nursing her ribs. When asked about the same, the 28-year-old revealed that she bruised her ribs. This was likely the result of the brutal kendo stick shots she took from Raquel Rodriguez at the very start of the match. Rhea Ripley mentioned that she will likely be feeling sore in the morning, which isn't all that surprising. After all, both she and Rodriguez put on a grueling yet incredible show. Rhea Ripley has put the WWE Women's Division on notice. She may be beaten and bruised, but Rhea Ripley is still looking towards the future. On the same post-show, Jackie Redmond asked the Eradicator what her plans were going forward, and the former women's world champion decided to put the women's division on notice. She warned them to watch out, saying she is just a 28-year-old veteran and that she is just getting started. It would be safe to assume that she still has her sights set on a world title. So, it will be interesting to see which champion she chooses to go after, and more importantly, how she plans on prying the title away from them.